Welcome. If you're here, something has reached a point where it cannot be ignored anymore. Not because you've failed and not because anything is wrong with you, but because long-term stress has been sitting there quietly for a very long time and something in you has finally said enough. That moment where you realize you want your life back. You're not falling apart. You're just done, exhausted, carrying more than anyone sees. And if this is your first burnout, we're very glad to meet you now, because for most of our clients, it is never the first crash. After working with clients for many years, we see the same pattern again and again. You push hard, you keep going, you hold everything together, and eventually your system says enough. This is not a lack of strength. It is a sign that something deeper needs to change. This is exactly why the Alive process was created. Since 2009, we have been delivering a proven 360-degree approach to burnout recovery that works with the whole human, not just one part. Because burnout is never just mental. It is physical, emotional, and neurological, and unless you work with all of it together, the pattern simply repeats. The first step in our process is something that is rarely done properly, and that is a complete assessment. We take the time to understand you as a whole person, your physical health, your nervous system, your mental patterns, your emotional state, your lifestyle, and everything that has led you to this point. Most approaches look at one piece or skip this entirely. We do not, because without understanding the full picture, real change does not happen. From there, we move quickly into immediate relief. This is where most clients begin to feel a shift much faster than they expect. Through a coordinated team approach, we work to calm the nervous system, support neurotransmitters, rebalance gut health, and restore the body physically so it can finally come out of survival mode. Sleep begins to improve, the constant edge softens, your body starts to feel safe again. This is not guesswork. It is the right tools in the right order at the right time, delivered by the right people. What we see over and over again is that high performers live in their mind. Constant thinking, planning, solving, and pushing forward while the body is left behind. Sleep becomes disrupted. The nervous system stays on high alert, energy drops, and that wired feeling becomes normal. You tell yourself you'll slow down later, but later never really comes. To keep going, habits start to creep in. More coffee, more stimulation, something to take the edge off at night, ways to keep yourself moving forward even when your body is asking you to stop. It works for a while until it doesn't. The body becomes exhausted, the mind becomes louder, and everything starts to feel harder than it should. At the same time, you're someone who thinks fast, moves fast, and creates quickly. You're used to operating at a high level. But without the right support, that pace becomes unsustainable. You end up building faster than you can hold, and eventually everything starts to feel unstable. You may also notice patterns like saying yes to everything, taking on more than you should, pushing through when you need rest, and holding everything together for everyone else. Underneath that is often a need to feel safe, to stay in control, to keep everything working. But over time, it comes at a cost. Somewhere along the way, connection gets lost. Connection to your body, to your relationships, and to yourself. Life becomes about getting through rather than actually living. And at a certain point, a quiet thought starts to come in. This is not how it is supposed to feel. As the body begins to stabilize through the first phase of the Alive process, we then open the space for deeper emotional and mental work. You're supported through one-on-one sessions, guided practices, and structured experiences that allow you to release what has been building without being pushed or overwhelmed. At the same time, you're introduced to powerful tools and masterclasses that help you understand how your mind works and how to change the patterns that have been running for years. This is not about analyzing everything or reliving your past. It is about learning how to work with your mind in a completely different way so you are no longer stuck in the same loops. This is where many clients begin to reconnect with themselves again, to feel calmer, clearer, and more grounded, to think differently, respond differently, and start to see their life from a new perspective. From this place, something deeper begins to shift. You're no longer just trying to get through. You're actively rebuilding. We work with you to create a new direction, a new structure, and a way of living that removes unnecessary stress and supports you long term. You leave not just feeling better, but knowing how to hold that change. All of this takes place in a space designed to support that transformation. You have privacy, comfort, nature, time to rest, and a team around you who understand exactly what you're going through. There is structure when you need it, and space when you need that too. Healing does not just happen in sessions, it happens in the space between them. This is why the Alive process works. Because it is not one piece. It is everything working together, in the right order with the right support, creating change that actually lasts. If something in you knows that this pattern needs to stop, the next step is simple. You can speak with our team, ask questions, and get a clear understanding of what support would look like for you. There is no pressure, just a real conversation to help you find the right next step.